Alright guys, I thought I might put in an intro before the intro because I made this video a very long time ago, like a year or maybe even 2 years ago. My voice was very high-pitched and annoying, and I was reading off of a list, and I wasn't looking at the camera, and at some points the music got so loud you couldn't even hear what I was saying. But I mean, it's a very interesting story, and if you actually get into it and you hear what I'm saying at the end, it's a pretty good video if you ask me. Anyways guys, let's get right into it.
What's up, guys? Today I am going to talk about one of the best experiences of my life. Of course, I'm going to talk about my first band festival. Since I'm now in high school band, I got to go to the band festival, and I've had the chance to go to the band festival in previous years, but I didn't really understand it and I was way too scared. Before I was in high school band, I was in the advanced band because I skipped a grade from 7th to 8th grade. Because of that, I was in 8th grade twice, and the other 8th graders were definitely not in favor of 7th graders. Also, because I skipped the 7th grade, I never got to learn what the sharps or flats meant and or how they worked. Anyways, the point is, I was in the band full of kids that were not in my grade, and I did not know them. I didn't like them, and they did not like me. So why would I go on a bus full of them and spend hours doing all that stuff with them if they're just gonna bully me? Unlike those years, this year most of my friends were in band, and I was ready to go. For weeks I'd been anticipating what it would be like because we'd been practicing our music for months on end. I knew that it would be fun and I wouldn't mess it up because it was ingrained in my brain. The band festival day was on March 15th. Every day before it, I was counting down. I was also preparing so I wouldn't forget anything. I made sure I had a list of things in my pocket so I didn't forget anything and so my trip would go great. I had to wear all black for the event and a white dress shirt. Of course, I made sure to wear a black one and then change into the white one just in case I ate something messy and messed up my shirt while I was in school. So what was going to happen was we were going to go and stay after school for an hour or so before getting on the bus. And that hour or so gives us time to get ready. Beginning the story on the 14th, I made a McDonald's list for whatever I'm going to order there because we're going to go there right after we play at the band. I went to a Dollar General, and at that Dollar General, I walked straight to the back of the store. Once I got back there, I just grabbed the cheapest thing I could find, quickest time I could find. I grabbed 2 V8 energy drinks and a pack of chicken tenders. I went home and I cooked them. All went well. I put them in a bowl and I tossed them in barbecue sauce and packed it for tomorrow. The next day, when I got up, the first thing I had going through my mind was band festival. And I ran downstairs to grab my phone. It's fully charged, but just in case, I brought my charger in my pocket. I grabbed my wallet and my laptop and headed off for school. All went well, and I had a normal day at school. I just looked extra fancy because I was dressed up for it. When the bell rang for school to be over, I went over to my locker with Teddy, put my stuff away, and I walked Teddy out. And the day just ended. It was literally the perfect day that I could ever possibly have. So anyone would have thought, I walked back inside and found some other band kids to understand better where I was supposed to go and what to do. Nobody really knew what to do, so we all just migrated to the band room. That is where the day really did start. The room slowly started filling up with people, and every couple minutes another person would come in until every single person was there. This is probably the best school day of my life. That isn't even an exaggeration either, though, because I remember exactly every field day and pizza party there was, and there were nothing in comparison. Here, I felt so free. It took me a second to realize why, and it was because there was no teachers. The school day was over, the teachers went home, the work was over with, and my band teacher was not there because he was probably doing technical stuff for all the buses. I changed into my white shirt and just went around talking to people and taking pictures. We ran around the whole school and we collapsed and laid in the whole school. It was amazing because I knew almost every single person there and we had free reign around every single room. After we did everything we could think of for fun, it was about an hour after school had ended at that point and the principal came in to round us up for the buses. I was third in line and got right into my spot on the bus. I sat down, but I felt my pocket and my phone was missing. Earlier I'd plugged it into the back of the band room so no one would take it, and it was still charging there. I got up and sprinted to the back and went all the way through the bus, got through all the hordes of people all the way back into the school, went all the way back to the band room, and grabbed the phone, grabbed the charger, got all the way back to the bus, sat down, and realized I forgot my chicken tenders. So, of course I'm not going without my chicken tenders, so I got up, ran all the way back in, got my chicken tenders, and then I made sure that I wasn't forgetting anything else, because that sinking feeling there that I have is literally the worst, and I made sure I did not have that. Since the trumpet was the biggest instrument you could take on the bus, it made it really hard for me because I had no space, but I managed. I haven't ridden a bus in at least a good 3 years, and it felt good to be there. I was sitting next to my friends, and I grabbed my phone and went to Discord to text everyone. We did that for a good 10-20 minutes before we all started singing songs together, and the bus sing-alongs were just amazing. We sang Bohemian Rhapsody, Don't Stop Me Now, Justin Bieber for some reason, and then Ed Sheeran came on the radio. There were other songs too, but I don't particularly remember them. All that's going on, it was pretty loud on the bus, and around 30 to 40 minutes in, I was just in my own little bubble there. I totally just didn't look out of the bus until then. I realized we were in this cool-looking small town, and it was real old-fashioned, and I thought I'd show you guys a picture of it, and a picture of who I was sitting next to the whole time. But when we got there, got to the school, everyone stood up, and the seniors in the back yelled, "Seniors first!" But nobody listened. We all just ran to the front of the bus and got inside the bus. I don't know why, but I thought it was really funny that nobody cared for the seniors. The place we were in was giant, and it looked awesome. We got our music out, and we chatted with each other while waiting with the non-busters to come in, and I got some more pictures with people in the little waiting room. When it was time, we went into the room where we were supposed to play, and we watched the other school play first. They crushed it, and they did amazing. I remember everybody was looking at each other from our school and saying, "We are doomed." But I tried to be optimistic because I was scrutinizing the trumpets and noticed a few minor mistakes. I thought if we did 100% and we did not fail, we could get the perfect number 1 spot. We went into the practice room where when they finished, we started to practice ourselves. All I remember from that room was that it was extremely hot and the unthinkable thing happened. When I went to grab a pen out of my pocket to fix some of my music, I pulled it out and it had just exploded. There was ink all over my hands, and it was a miracle that I hadn't ruined my white shirt. When that happened, all the trumpets just looked at each other and had the look of catastrophe right on their faces. So I tried to rub the ink off with the inside of my pocket, but to no avail. Right when it happened, we had to get up and start forming a line to perform. And I was frantically blowing on my hand, and it was finally starting to dry off. By the time we got into the performing room, it was dry. I remember walking down the line in the front center attraction. Everyone was looking at us and clapping when we made it to our seats. The temperature was perfect, and there was the perfect amount of moisture in the air. When I sat down and put my music on the stand, I looked up, and there was a crowd of people, almost 50 people there. Then the lights turned off. The lights turned off, and the bright spotlights went on to us, and our director processioned us up, and then we started conducting. I played every single note perfectly, with great volume, perfect articulation. There was one point in the middle of the second song now, as freshman and high school band. I have all seconds of it. The first trumpet messed up a note mid-song, and they stopped playing entirely and start laughing. Now it was up to me to be the melody instrument with the second music piece. Even though all the pressure was on me, I pulled through and just played double my volume for around 6 measures. By the time they decided to stop laughing, the whole trumpet part was over. But yeah, in the end, it all paid off, and the judges seemed like to like it. When we got back on the bus, we were all very happy with how it went, and it was around this time it started getting dark out, maybe 8 o'clock, and writing our McDonald's orders. We were so happy that it had gone so well, so we had to ask our director what our rating was. When he had gotten on the bus, the first thing we did was ask him, "What's the rating we got?" The next words that came out of his mouth, after a long couple of seconds of short, silent anticipation, was, "We got a 1." When we heard that, we all started screaming in joy, and we were all around ecstatic. I remember at this time, I downloaded piano tiles to play on the way on the bus. Unimportant to the story, but I remember odd, vivid image of just playing piano tiles there. When we pulled into the McDonald's, all I could think about was poor McDonald workers because there were so many teens coming with so much money to buy food. There was a kid who bought $60 worth of food alone. To those wondering, I got 2 McChickens, a Shamrock McFlurry, a large fry, and a large Sprite. That had come to $11 and something, so I had quite a bit of money. I still do remember what my number was for the food though. It was $132. When we got back on the bus to eat, there was 2 other buses coming from 2 other schools. I felt so bad, but I also couldn't help but laugh. So anyways, on the bus, coming home, I ate all my fries, and I have never had a Shamrock Shake Flurry before. It was a great experience. At the end of the day, everyone was very full and giving away their food around, and I got a pretty good haul. Everyone was tired, stuffed, and ready to go home. Personally, I just wanted a good glass of water the whole time. When we pulled into the school, everyone sighed, but then started clapping. Everyone was happy to get out of that hot and sweaty bus, use the bathroom, and go home.